Can you tell me a little bit about some of the misconceptions that people have about nature spiritual religions?
The pagan word is used by many people to talk about pre-Christian or even pre-Abrahamic forms of nature religion. But rather than old paganism being a part of the past, there are contemporary forms of that. Some people prefer the term earth centered spirituality. We use nature spirituality because it not only connects with what some people would call earth religions, but also forms of religion that also connect with celebrating cycles of sun and moon and stars.
I spoke with the Defense Department a little bit about spiritual guidance that active duty service members get. And they mentioned that specifically for paganism, that there was no centralized chaplain in their directory, and that it's not recognized fully. Can you talk a little bit about that, if you know why that is, or I did speak a little bit with Christine, who mentioned that that's something that you guys are currently fighting for.
Well, we have been working to build some bridges of understanding in the larger military world, in general, in society as a whole, and also specifically within the various branches. So, our Open Circles program includes not only having circles that happen at military installations and on ships and at places overseas, but at training places. So we sponsor a circle at the Air Force Academy and at Great Lakes RTC, Recruit Training Command, or what some people know as Navy Boot Camp. We have weekly services and have been doing that for quite some time. And we think it's really important for those people who are serving to be able to have their faith accommodated. We hope that there will be chaplains going forward because the number of people that are now identifying as heathen, Wiccan, pagan, Druid, or by some other term that's on the list of terms with that's kept by the US military and different departments, so that there would also be somebody, or at least one person, and hopefully multiple people in the chaplaincy corps that would be able to address things internally. I have not only worked with the Pentagon and the Armed Forces Chaplains Board in the past, providing information, not only in the Army Chaplain's Handbook, but in some other instances. And I truly hope that as we continue to diversify as a society and as the military itself develops really good practices to really bring together people from our pluralistic society, that we truly have people at all levels in the military who not only identify with contemporary paganism and nature spirituality, but have some good understanding of how to provide some support.
Can you talk a little bit about, specifically your 2007 sort of victory to get grave markers introduced? Can you talk a little bit about why the pentagram, and can you talk a little bit about some of the things people misconstrue about that symbol?
Well, yes, I've been involved in actually several opportunities to do some public education and to really uphold our Constitution of religious freedom for all. I knew there was a need to have more communication, so I had multiple communications with people in at the Pentagon about Wiccans in the US military. There's actually attempts of federal legislation to be passed not once, but twice back in 1999, that would have made it illegal for Wiccans serving in the Army and in particular, those who had an open circle at Fort Hood. That legislation was defeated as people became aware of the facts. Then it became apparent that, yes, there's actually a lot of people who are in the US military that are practicing this. So people need to have the same rights as people of other religions or no religion in terms of having their needs accommodated while serving.